The next step on the planning P is for the incident commander or the unified incident commanders to meet with the command and general staff at what is called the initial strategy meeting and information sharing.
The initial strategy meeting should be held as soon as possible after the team has had a chance to get out and kind of see what is going on with the current management structure. Obviously, you want to hold it as rapidly as possible after you've met with the agency administrator and the initial response incident commander, so the team can get together and again get on that same page and get that common operating picture and really begin to look at, okay, what do we have here that we're going to have to try to overcome.
The initial strategy and information meeting is where they get together face to face, again in a private setting, and share that last bit of critical information, establish what their planning process schedule is going to be, when the next meetings are going to occur, and what each member has to do to get ready for to prepare that incident action plan for the next operational period.
The initial strategy meeting may or may not be facilitated by the planning section chief. The IC will decide the format of the meeting. Now, let's see how a strategy meeting would be conducted in response to our incident.
Okay, let's get started. Since we're using the Jefferson County IMT, Ben and John asked me to facilitate this meeting. So what I would like to do is start out by looking at the incident objectives we have posted on a wall. Those are the unified incident objectives that the three of us came up with at our unified commander meeting. Rich, you've had a chance to go over those, right?
I have had a chance to go over them, and all of it looks good to me. The only exception I've got is with the objective there for opening up I-265 by 1600 this afternoon. I'm not sure that we can get that done. We do have some tactics in place to try to make it happen, but I just want you to understand that I do have some concerns about it.
Okay. Well, we know that's a high priority for the agency administrator, but of course we don't want to do that till it can be done safely, so I'm glad you're taking a look at that.
Understood.
While we're on you want to talk about the strategies we discussed?
As far as the chemical goes, essentially we were looking at a containment strategy, just trying to hold it where it is, use some vacuum trucks and such to pull the chemical back out and maybe into a different transport vehicle or something of that nature. For the general area, we're really looking at an isolation strategy. We'll get some roadblocks set up and make sure that nobody's coming into the area. Along those lines, we may end up doing some evacuations for people that are already inside the incident perimeter. I do have a question for the environmental side, that there are some flammability characteristics associated with this chemical. My question to you is, if we do have ignition, is there potential that we can just go ahead and let it burn out? Okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
So we're good then. Jeff,
I see you've got the schedule posted.
Yeah, I went ahead and worked up a schedule, and if we're going to assume command at 1000 hours and begin a new operational period, that's the schedule that we're going to have to meet to stay on track.
Okay, can everybody meet this schedule all right?
Good to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What I'd like to do now is just go around and find out if there's any critical information or intelligence that we've discovered up to this point that we need to share. Dale, let's start with logistics.
I found out that the current location of the incident command post is a mobile unit out on the freeway, and we're going to need to come up with an alternative location for that before the next briefing.
Okay, good. If you can get that done this afternoon before we go much farther with that current location, that would be great. Maybe you and finance can find an alternate location and get a contract set up or something like that.
Okay.
All right. Okay, safety, John?
I've heard that responder rehab is in dire need of supplies. Maybe Rich and Dale can work up a resource order. We've got a lot of work for those folks to do tonight, tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, Dale, we'll get together after the meeting, work that up.
All right. Okay. Let's go on around to liaison.
The initial strategy meeting is kept as short as possible, so the IMT can continue preparations to assume command of the incident. However, each team member must be allowed time to share critical information.